What's up, everyone? It's Whack. Welcome you to week 12 of the PWO low tier season 16. This week we're up against Kronos, who has kind of a slow team, but nonetheless kind of scary for me. Having the Hisuian Braviary, which, by the way, was very, very cheap. I feel like I usually see Hisuian Braviary like pretty high up on the low tier draft boards, but this like they kind of had it at like 12 or 13 points, which is where like Chestnut is, which I think is kind of crazy. Um, so it was very scary, and I felt like if it was like Tinted Lens, Esper Wing, or I don't, it has like its abilities are way too good. Like Tinted Lens, Sheer Force, everything it has is good. Does it have competitive? I don't remember if it what its third. Actually, I can scroll up. What's his other ability? Oh, Kenai. Okay, never mind. It does not have three. It has two really good. It has two abilities that are so good that it doesn't need anything else. But yeah, then he also has Volcanion, Cleavor, Primate, which is a pretty bulky mon with a Violite. He's got both Tenta and Toad's Cruel. Boltund, which is usually ultimately the death of me, a fast electric type on 4 legs. Usually they hacks the fuck out of me. So basically, if he brings it, GG, I lose. He also has Mimikyu, Togedemaru, Murkrow, Glimmet, and Swirlix. I wasn't expecting him to bring the bottom three. Although I will say, as a Murkrow enjoyer myself, that there are ways to use Murkrow that aren't just using it as a support mon with Prankster. You can Feather Dance Calm Mind is a terrifying move set, especially probably in low tier with the lower power level. If you could probably get away with Feather Dance Calm Mind. But yeah. On my side, I'm gonna bring Sandy Shocks holding an assault vest. The AV was for a Braviary, I guess. Um, I didn't really have good prep into Braviary, so I figured if I can take a hit or two, then that's good. If it's Sheer Force Hurricane, then at least my electric type helps me a little bit there. My next set is going to be Mega Beedrill running the Poison Jab, U-Turn, Drill Run, and Sleep Talk. Basically, I can switch this in on Toad's Cruel, like no problem, but if he clicks Spore, then I have Sleep Talk, which should hopefully throw him off guard, and Beedrill hits everything pretty hard, especially because his bulky Poison is Tented Cruel, which is a really shitty mon. And his Steel type is part electric, and it's not levitating, so it just kind of drops to a Drill Run. And so does the bulky water on the team, being Volcanion. Yeah. The next set is going to be Iron Jugless holding the Heavy Duty Boots, running Hurricane, Dark Pulse, Earth Power, and U-Turn. Just kind of something to pivot around. Again, it can kind of deal with Braviary. I think it can take a hit from Volcanion. I have to be a bit careful. It outspeeds and revenge kills Primate mostly. And from there, it's just, I felt like its coverage is really good into this team, and the Hurricane switch-in is slower and also dies to Earth Power. Other than that, he has no Hurricane switch-in. My fourth mon is going to be Blastoise running the Flip Turn, Aqua Jet, Rapid Spin, Earthquake, so 4 offensive moves, but I'm running a defensive helmet for Cleaver. It's my main Cleaver check, even though it can really only switch in once, but I am running Rocky Helmet, so it should be able to help me a little bit. And in the case I need Blastoise to revenge kill something else, maybe Cleaver can put me in like Torrent Aqua Jet range. My fifth mon's going to be Chestnut running the Koba Berry because I'm expecting like Aerial Ace or Acro on Primeape and Cleaver. Or Cleaver can run like Dual Wing Beat too, so 2 mons that Chestnut would want to check that also get flying coverage. Also running Bulletproof. I almost, for some reason, ran Overgrow, but then I was like, oh, maybe I could run Bulletproof for, like, Toadscruel. Because I think Toadscruel gets Sludge Bomb, but not Sludge Wave. Not entirely sure. But my set on Chestnut is going to be Wood Hammer, Body Press, Knockoff, and Synthesis, so just 3 offensive moves and Synth. I felt like I can click Synth on Toadscruel pretty easily, and hopefully I can handle Boltund if he brings Boltund. On my last mon, I felt like I was still kind of struggling offensively, not because his team is his team really isn't fast. He has a lot of fast-ish mons, but they all kind of hover around like that 100 to 85 speed tier, and some of them are defensive mons. But I end up bringing Cosmoem because Cosmoem can switch in on something like Volcanion, because Volcanion doesn't really get any setup unless they're Flame Charge, and I can teleport into like Sandy Shocks or like Blastoise or Beedrill if he's low, or Jugulis, and just get off some free hits from there, and I'm using Cosmoem as a pivot from that. None of my other mons I felt like did a better job than Cosmoem at pivoting around like his top 2, so Cosmoem over Hatterene it is. And I felt like, yeah, Hatterene looked okay, but it seemed like it was kind of tough to get it in without it having to take massive damage, or like risk getting crit, or him being like Specs Volcanion and killing me with like Sludge Wave or Bomb or whatever it gets. Boltund is really scary for Hat. Togedemaru can kind of flinch it down. Bottom 3 I'm not really scared of regardless, so yeah, and like Mimikyu doesn't really... Yeah, and also Toadscruel can like Spore me or Toxic me through Magic Bounce because of Mycelium Might, so it just didn't really seem like the best matchup for Hat, unfortunately. So getting into the game, and let me switch my view. He's gonna end up bringing Volcanion, Tenta and Toadscruel, Togedemaru, Cleavor, and Primeape, which I suppose is kind of what I expected. I'm really surprised he didn't bring Braviary, but I think I can kind of see a reason he didn't bring Braviary. But I'm still kind of surprised regardless. Also, Sandy Shocks finally has a its Gen 9 animated model. Jugulis, not yet. I think they got the past Paradox forms, except for like the DLC ones, or like post. They have the Scarlet Paradoxes, other than I don't even know what I'm saying. Other than like Walking Awake, Gouging Fire, Raging Bolt, for all I know. Although I don't think I've seen Roaring Moon yet. I should definitely check a replay to see if Roaring Moon is up. But yeah, Sandy Shocks is moving. Hopefully Jugulis will get up there soon. Crydon's also moving too, so that's cool. But hopefully we'll get the other ones soon. So we're going to lead Blastoise into Primeape. Leading Blastoise I thought was kind of weird, but at the same time I felt like Blastoise was pretty safe into everything, and I had switch-ins to like Togedemaru or whoever would scare me off. I'm going to miss Hurricane, unfortunately, but I see Primeape does like not that much with Ice Punch, so I can stay in. I land Hurricane, thankfully, because at this point I'm not sure. Togedemaru could have been Sturdy, but thankfully Hurricane worked around that. He also could have been Scarf, but I was actually like kind of okay letting Jug go down just to see that he's like Scarf Togedemaru, and I felt like I could kind of deal with it regardless. So now he's going to bring in Cleaver. Replays don't really show it, but he kind of took a while on some of his turns, so I wasn't sure if he was Scarf Cleaver, but I wasn't going to say that he wasn't. But he actually switched out instead of clicking U-turn, so I'm thinking he's probably that. He does end up freezing my Chestnut, which I actually kind of called when I brought in Chestnut on Primeape. Or when he brought Primeape in on... I don't know why he brought Primeape in on Chestnut, but I'm going to click Knockoff, because fuck that Violite. He's going to Ice Punch again, which doesn't do that much. Yeah, 2 Ice Punches doesn't even bring Chestnut into the yellow health. I think that Primeape is like pretty defensive. But yeah, here's my Volcanion switch in. As you can see, I took pretty much 0 damage because I am max special defense, max HP on the Cosmoem. Funnily enough, when I was sending the challenge to him, my Cosmoem was the reason that I couldn't send the challenge at first, because it was shiny, and one of its moves that it gets, I can't run if it's shiny. Or it couldn't have a nickname or something, or that it wasn't from Pokemon Go. I don't know. It had a lot of issues, but making it not shiny made it work. To be honest, it might have been the fact that I was running like Splash, to be honest, or like Cosmic Power. I don't even know, because I just put all 3 moves on it. I know that Teleport is the only move that does shit for Cosmoem, but you never know. If I get into a PP stall war, if I need Cosmoem to like sit there a little bit longer. Yeah, Poison Jab did freaking 53% to Tentacruel, which I thought was crazy. I didn't crit or anything. I didn't even calc either. I was like, you know what? I'll just drill run and kill it, because he didn't bring a ground switch in, so I can drill run pretty freely. And I'll switch into Cosmoem as he X-Scissors. Beedrill could have lived in X-Scissor, but since he crit, I definitely would have died, which could have been bad. But now I can bring in Blastoise, which is nice. I can Rapid Spin. He has no Ghost type this week. Did not bring Mimikyu. Earthquake is going to do quite a bit to Volcanion, but since I'm faster, I'm able to get a little bit more damage off freely. Luckily, he doesn't burn me as well. I also crit him again. Well, we crit each other. I Aqua Jet just in case he kills me with like X. Yeah, he could have X-Scissored and killed me, but for some reason he could U-turn. But now he put Blastoise in Torrent range, which isn't enough to kill Cleavor, but Aqua Jet with Torrent into like Rocky Helmet is enough to kill Cleavor. So at this point, I have no reason to stay in on Toedscruel. I'm just gonna switch into Chestnut, since Toedscruel can't really do anything to Chestnut. He's going to knock off my Code Berry, which I don't really think matters at this point. And I click Synthesis just because if he does bring in Cleavor, I can survive a hit and like body press him. He goes for like Flash Cannons, and for some reason I Synthesis spam, but I kind of figure, you know what, just fuck this. I'm just going to go Beedrill and click U-turn. It could have been really bad for me if I, or if he hard switched Cleavor there to like click Aerial Ace, but at this point, I don't really think I could lose the battle, but I just want to get it done and over with a little bit faster. He ends up being Psycho Cut, which is an interesting bring. I wonder if his last move was Stone Axe. I haven't seen Cleavor in low tier before, so I'm not sure. Maybe Stone Axe was banned? I wouldn't think it is, but now I think about it, maybe potentially Stone Axe was banned. I don't know. This low tier season's been weird. Like, you usually don't really see Mega Beedrill or Iron Jugulis or Sandy Shocks or Cleavor or Volcanion. Like, those guys don't really typically belong in low tier, but yeah. But yeah, Cosmoem got his big day. Probably the only day I will use Cosmoem, but you know what? I did it. I brought him to a game. I actually felt like it fit better than the other Mons on my team, because they all felt like sacks, and I felt like at least if I'm gonna sack a Mon, it might as well be bulky on both sides, and like, I don't know. It did its job though. It tanked a hit from Volcanion. I sacked it to Cleavor. Crit might have mattered, but it's not like he could have missed X-Scissor, so like the second one would have killed me anyways. But it allowed me to keep Blastoise and Chestnut healthy enough to be able to handle the rest of his team. And also, I didn't even have to end up using Sandy Shock. So basically, the Mon that has no offensive moves did more than my most expensive Mon in the matchup, which isn't even like... It's not like Sandy Shocks is a Mon that you should keep in the back constantly. Usually you play Sandy Shocks more aggressively, but not today, apparently. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This video will be up... I might put this up before my longer video, because I recorded an hour-long video. So I guess I'll probably get that out first, and then I'll upload my video about Megas. See you guys then. Thanks for watching.